Okay, what if I told you that one of the absolute best guides for getting rich was written over 100 years ago? Yeah, no crypto, no stock market hacks, just a simple, almost scientific method for creating wealth. We're going to dive into it because this old school secret might just be the most modern financial advice you'll hear all year.
So let's just jump right in and challenge something we've all been taught our whole lives. You know the drill. Work harder, hustle more, be smarter. But what if that's not the secret? I mean, really think about it. The author of this book, W.D.Wattles, he makes a great point. So many people work their fingers to the bone their entire lives, and they never get ahead. So if just working hard isn't the key, then what in the world is?
All right, so the very first big idea here is a total reframing of what wealth even means. Wattles doesn't just say, hey, it's okay to want to be rich. No, he goes way further. He says you have a fundamental right to be rich. He believes that wanting more isn't some greedy impulse. It's just a natural human drive to live a fuller life. And that desire, he says, is something to be proud of.
I know. That sounds pretty extreme, right? You can't live a complete life unless you're rich? But hold on, he's not talking about Lambos and mansions here. For Wattles, being rich just means you have the resources you need to develop yourself completely. You know, to grow your mind, take care of your body, nurture your soul, without being held back because you can't afford to. It's really about reaching your full potential, not just piling up a bunch of stuff.
So here's how he breaks it down. For your body to thrive, you need the basics, right? Good food, a safe place to live, time to rest. For your mind to expand, you need things like books, travel, and interesting conversations. And for your soul, well, you need the freedom to love and to give to others without limit. His argument is that poverty gets in the way of all that. I mean, think about it. How can you truly give your best to your family or your community if you're constantly worried about just getting by? So the big takeaway here is that money isn't the goal. It's just the tool that allows for our fullest expression as human beings. Okay, so if wanting to be rich is a good thing, a necessary thing, then why isn't everybody rich? Well, according to Wattles, it's because most of us are stuck on a bunch of myths about how you actually create wealth. He saw getting rich as a science, just like chemistry or math, and it has way less to do with the things we normally think.
First up, let's talk about environment. The myth is you have to be in the right place at the right time. But if that were true, everyone in one neighborhood would be rich and everyone in the next would be poor. And we all know that's just not how it works, right? You see people in the exact same city, sometimes even in the exact same job, where one person succeeds and the other one doesn't. So it's definitely not about the where.
Okay, what about talent? This is a big one. We all know someone who is crazy talented, a brilliant artist or a genius musician who just can't seem to make ends meet. And then, on the other hand, Wattles points out that a lot of wealthy people are, well, pretty average. They don't have some magical talent that nobody else has. So, nope, it's not about being born a prodigy either.
All right, this next one might really throw you for a loop. Saving money. Now, don't get me wrong, being responsible is important, but Wattles points out that a lot of people who pinch every single penny stay poor for their whole lives. And you see others who spend more freely, and they're the ones who get rich. His whole point is that building wealth and just hoarding cash are two completely different ballgames.
So, if it's not your location, not your talent, and not how much you save, what is it? Well, here's the big reveal from Wattles. He says getting rich is simply the result of doing things in a certain way. That's his term for it. It's a method, a formula, and he's convinced that just like a math formula, if you follow the steps, the outcome is practically guaranteed.
All right, so you're probably asking, what is this certain way? Well, it's a 3-step formula for creation. It's part mindset, part action. And it all kicks off with a really big idea about how the universe actually works.
So this is the foundation for everything else in the book. Wattles says that everything in the universe comes from one original, thinking substance. It's this formless, intelligent energy that all things are made of. The best way to think about it is like cosmic clay. And when you hold a clear thought in your mind, you're basically impressing that thought onto the clay, and the universe starts to shape itself into the thing you're thinking about. Yeah, he's saying the universe is literally designed to respond to our thoughts.
Now, the process for working with this thinking substance sounds simple, but let me tell you, it takes some serious mental focus. So step 1 is you have to form a super clear, detailed vision of exactly what you want. No fuzzy, I wish I had more money stuff. Step 2, you have to hold that vision with absolute faith. You have to believe it's already yours, it's on its way. And finally, step 3, you have to live in a state of gratitude for it, right now.
And that's why gratitude is so important in this system. It's not just about being polite. For Wattles, gratitude is literally the thing that tunes your mind to the right frequency. It's like tuning a radio to the right station. It connects you to that creative energy. If your mind is full of complaints or focused on what you don't have, it's like you've cut the power cord. You just can't receive anything.
Okay, this next part, this is probably the biggest and most important idea in the whole book. It's a fundamental shift in how you see the world. It's about moving away from being a competitor and becoming a creator.
So think about it like this. The competitive mind looks at the world like it's one big pizza with a limited number of slices. If you want a bigger slice, that means someone else has to get a smaller one. It's a scarcity mindset, right? But the creative mind, it knows the kitchen can make unlimited pizzas. It doesn't need to fight for a slice. It just creates a whole new pizza for itself. And in doing so, there's more for everyone.
This quote really just says it all, doesn't it? Your job isn't to fight over what's already here, it's to bring new things into the world using your mind. And when you get rich this way, the creative way, you actually make everyone you deal with richer too. It's a win-win.
Okay, so we've got the vision, the faith, the gratitude, the creator mindset. We're all set, right? Well, not quite. This isn't just about sitting around and thinking happy thoughts. If you stop there, you're just a daydreamer. The final, absolutely essential piece is putting that thought into actual real-world action.
Here's a good way to look at it. Your thought is like placing an order online. It sets the whole delivery process in motion, but things don't just magically teleport into your house. You still have to, open the door to receive the package. That's what your action is. Thought gets things moving towards you, but your actions are how you actually receive them. And his action plan is super straightforward. First, you have to act now. That means doing everything you possibly can today right where you are. No waiting for a better opportunity. Second, you have to act efficiently. Whatever you're doing, give it your all. Make every single action a success. And third, and this is really the secret sauce, you must act with increase. This means that in everything you do, you give every person more in real value than you take from them in money. You're not just getting paid, you're making their life better. You become a source of growth for everyone around you. So after all of this, it really boils down to one fundamental question that this 100-year-old book is asking you right now. Do you live in a world with a limited supply where you have to compete and fight for your share? Or do you believe you live in a world of endless possibility just waiting for you to create what you want? So the real question is, are you here to compete or are you here to create?
So what's your take on all this? Is this timeless wisdom that still holds up, or is it just outdated thinking? I really want to know what you think, so drop your views in the comments below. And hey, if you got something out of this, do me a favor and hit that like button, share it with someone who needs to hear it, and of course, subscribe to The Wise Cut. We've got a lot more big ideas to break down. Thanks for tuning in.